Welcome to the host with the most, Toddcast. And now, direct from the Razzle Dazzle Studios, here's the tan, tattooed connoisseur of conversation, Todd Newton.
You don't mind if I touch on a touchy subject here, do you? I mean, this is one that could be hit or miss with our listening audience, so I got to be kind of careful. I want to talk about psychics.
Okay.
For a moment.
Some people love them, some people can't stand them.
Right. And let me preface this story and anything that I might say about it with this statement. Believe what you want. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. And whatever I believe doesn't affect you, right? That's a very nice, clean, crisp way to go through life. Believe what you want. If it makes you happy, that makes me happy, all right?
There you go.
Well, this woman in Scotland was duped by a psychic and demanded a refund of the $24 she paid for her online, all right? Now, before I get into the details of this, let me just point out, if you are someone who does believe in psychics, if you do pay money for psychic readings, have you ever noticed that psychics are never in a good part of town?
No. They're always by casinos, pawn shops,
boardwalks.
Kind of seedy areas.
Yeah. They're never in the high rent district. And the reason is because they don't make a lot of money. Now, my feeling is if you truly could see into the future or could communicate with the deceased, you would make a lot of cash. A lot of cash. If I sat down in front of someone and she, let's say it's a she, without knowing anything about me, told me that my grandmother, my dearly departed grandmother, wanted to give me this message, and it was clearly a message from my grandmother talking about things that only she and I would know, and she knew her name and birth dates, and as if the person was speaking through her, I would pay good money for that. But these readings are generally very vague, and there are a lot of misses, in mentalism and psychic readings. There are hits, the things that resonate with you, initials or names, colors, items. And then there are a lot of misses. And the people that really, really get into psychics, and I mean, all numbers say about 25% of Americans do believe in it, they kind of tend to focus more on the hits and forget the misses, right?
Yeah,
well,
that's true.
This woman in Scotland got an internet psychic reading, and the psychic told the woman that she loves teeth whitening, tanning, and milkshakes. She was also told...
Who doesn't?
Well, yeah. See, very general. Those are good hits. I love all three of those things. Love them. Especially the tanning. Come on, you kidding me? She also was told that she would become pregnant, despite doctors saying she would never be able to conceive. She got the internet reading. It was short, 10 minutes, paid $24 for it, demanded a refund. Now, think about that. And when we come back, let's talk, Maria, about if this woman deserves the refund, or if she deserves to lose the $24. And we want to hear your thoughts, too. Send us a text or leave us a voicemail to play on the air, 954-839-TODD. But if you're psychic, you already know that number, 954-839-8633.
Let's get back to the talk that will keep you talking. This is the host with the most, Toddcast, with Todd Newton.
Talking about the woman in Scotland who claims that this psychic duped her out of $24 when she went for a reading. All the woman said is that she loves teeth whitening, tanning, and milkshakes, and that she was going to become pregnant, even though for this woman's entire life, doctors have told her she's never going to conceive. So, Maria, your thoughts, because I know you got them. You always do.
Well, my first thought was, why are you trying to get an internet psychic? I mean, I can see if you walk by the Red Palm shop and then you decided to go in and get that quick reading, but why would you go and search on a psychic on the internet? That's my first question. But the second one is, and what exactly did you think they were going to tell you for $24? Really, like $24? I don't think you're going to get like really in-depth readings for $24.
Right.
But, it's her $24 if that's what you want to do. But it's like, did you have a specific question? Like, did you want to find love? You wanted to be with a man in a black hat or something like that? Like, what were you looking for?
Well, wouldn't that, if you're a psychic, wouldn't that be the greatest gift to have someone come in with specific questions that you could just say, yes, but not for the next 2.5 years? Because you're going to be long gone by the time those 2.5 years come back. And you see,
but here's the scary thing. If you ever get a psychic reading, you'll notice they never tell you really bad news.
Right. Oh, no.
They never tell you like, oh, you're about to get fired on Wednesday. They never tell you stuff like that.
Now, I call shenanigans and BS on all psychics, mediums, fortune tellers. I don't like it. And the problem I have with it is I think they are preying on people many times who are grieving and missing a loved one, whether it be a woman whose husband passed away or someone whose mother or grandmother passed away. That to me is where it becomes bad. I think if all of these psychics and mediums, in much the same way magicians and hypnotists do, if you go see a magician or a hypnotist, this is for entertainment purposes. We know that magician is not sawing that woman in half. We know
that's why they call them magic tricks.
Right.
It's a trick.
But what these psychics and mediums don't do is reveal that this is not real. They lead you to believe that this is real, and they take your money. Look, if you're in a rough spot in your life and you're desperate for answers, use that money for a therapist or a psychiatrist or somebody that can at least listen and hopefully open your mind up to possible solutions or different avenues. The solution is not with a psychic that's sitting in a tent at the state fair. I mean, that's not going to happen. And if you need further proof of this, keep in mind that there has never, not once ever in the history of science, and you can look this up, been a proven, documented case of someone having these special powers, if you will. Who was that woman? Her name was Sylvia Brown. Remember her? She was always on the Montel Williams show.
And I think Sylvester Stallone's mother was like a big
Jackie Stallone
for a while.
Right. They've all been called out, and they've never been able to prove it. Now I'm all fired up. Doggone it.
Uh-oh.
Thank you for keeping the art of conversation alive. For more Todd, visit toddnewtononline.com. And don't forget to rate and review the show today. The Host with the Most Toddcast is produced by the Host with the Most, LLC. All rights reserved.